Eamon, your first memory of Tarbert GAA club as a child?
I suppose my first memory of Tarbert GAA club was when I started playing football when I was about 10 years of age, with under 12s under the management of Mike Houlihan and Patrick Kelly. We had a very promising under 12 team that year. There was players like Stephen Carrick, Maurice Hennessy, Tom Cregan, you know, David Nolan, Billy Nolan, Dan O'Connor, Brian Langan. We went on to win North Kerry League, North Kerry Championship under 12 that year, and we looked a right promising team, and we were probably one of the, you know, well drilled, well rehearsed team that to go on and do what we did that year. We played North Kerry Championship final in Bellylongford the same year, where we beat Listowel by a convincing score. I was as underdogs the same day. A lot of dedication went into that underage group that time. I suppose other memories, you know, other things that come to life and as a player, like playing with, you know, all levels up along from 12, 14, 16, minor, 21, junior and senior. Like, not an awful lot of look on the playing field in the playing career we had. Like, had the privilege of marking Pat Spillane one night in Templenoe. Had the privilege of marking John Kennedy in the North Kerry League final against for the seniors. Like, you know, like these guys, there were guys that we sat in front of television, sat in front of stands, cheered them on when they played for the county team in the 80s. Like, so that would be probably my greatest memories.
Yeah, fantastic memories, Eamon. What has the club come to mean in your life as the years have gone by?
I suppose as we grew up, it was an outlet, because that was all we had in the parish. Like, at the time, was football, like, and that's what we did. We just played football. I suppose in the last couple of years, I suppose since growing up and getting married and having kids of my own, you kind of look to the club to be for them, like, you know, to get the club going in the direction that it needs to go professionally, for the underage kids, bringing in coaches, proper coaching systems from 4 years of age up to what it is today, the senior level, which, you know, is going very well this year. Like, we've had great year this year so far with the underage groups. Like, there's a big dedication of lads looking after the under 6s, under 8s, under 10s. I suppose, you know, the Christian Oak are having a good success with the under 14s and under 12s this year. They both won their county leagues in this year. The under 14s this year, we took them to the Féile, a mini Féile that was held in Cork, invite only for teams that won their divisions. A massive honour for the club. I think the last time that we done it was back in John O'Connell's time, when John O'Connell was actually an under 14 player. That was when, you know, the club were in the Féile last. Like, so it's a great achievement, and I see the future, you know, the club as a whole for us. Like, at the moment, you know, there's a lot of hard work and dedication going into it from past officers of the club and past members of the club, like, up to the future of the club, which is new parents coming in every year and wanting to get involved. You know, just because the future of the club holds is what kids bring to you, and once you keep them, that core of kids coming through the club, you know, you are destined for good things within this club. This club has a very bright future. Like,
now, you've touched on the future of the club, but going back for you personally, what has been the greatest day for you? Was it the day you marked Pat Spillane, or was it something different?
I can't say it was the marking Pat Spillane, because he scored 2-12 off me from play, I think. I think it took 4 of us to mark him the same day. We were swapped and changed on him, but it made no difference. He was in his heyday. He was a fine player. Like, he's probably one of the best 15 players ever in the country. Never mind the county. No, I suppose the greatest day. There's a couple of them, I suppose, in sense. Like, I suppose I togged out in the 85 for the 85 North Kerry Championship year. Unfortunately, like, broke my leg in school when I was doing my leaving cert, and it just couldn't play in the North Kerry Championship that year. Had played in North Kerry League final that year. I had been working away then for the 1990 final, but it was a great achievement for the club, and it was a big honour to watch, you know what I mean, to be part of a supporter that year, for the Tarbert team to be bringing back in North Kerry Championship final, because everyone knows, like, what it means to win North Kerry Championship final in North Kerry. Like, it's probably one of the best championships around in the county, you know.
Yeah, it's 20 years now, Eamon, since Tarbert have won it. Do you see hope on the horizon?
We've been knocking on the door for, you know, for the last 4 or 5 years under the last You know what I mean? Under the last 5 years, like there was emphasis was put on the county league, brought them from Division 4, Division 3, right to Division 1, which is a big achievement for the club. And a lot of dedication and effort went into that from the past manager and selectors and players alike. But I suppose emphasis was kind of taken off the North Kerry Championship a small bit to concentrate on that. So last year there was a big push put on, because we were a Division 1 team, playing North Kerry Championship, hoping this was our year to win the North Kerry Championship. It didn't materialise. Things didn't go our way, I suppose, in the game against my van in Ballybunion. Things went seriously wrong for us on the day. But this year, I feel like that, you know, this could be the year for the club. You know, the players have it in their mindset that they really, really do want to win the North Kerry Championship. The players like the Stevie Deanans, the Darryl Lanigans, you know, the Tommy Barretts, these are all guys that haven't got a North Kerry Championship belt under their wing ever in their life. And they say, look, they're coming to the end of their terror, and there's new fresh blood coming in. This could be their year. They're in the final North Kerry League, which is due to be played in the middle of July. You never know, win that, everything kicks off from there. But, you know, it is, the big emphasis will be this year, will be North Kerry Championship, to try and go on and win a trophy at that calibre for the club. Like, and
finally, Eamon, you've seen most sides of Tarbert GAA club, from a player to a supporter. Now you're probably the chief administrator in the club chairman. What does it feel to be club chairman, and how proud are you to be fulfilling that role at the moment?
Well, I suppose as club chairman, it's a massive honour, like, to be a club chairman or a chairman of any club in any county, like, you know what I mean. But I suppose to be chairman of Tarbert GAA club it's a massive honour. You follow in the footsteps of, you know, the Dennis Kileys of this world, the Joe Langans, you have the Finbar Carriggs, you have Paddy Creegans, the Anthony Stacks. You know, there's past chairman, and recently one of the past chairmans came up to me and he says, Eamon, you realise you are now chairman of the club, and that there's only 5 chairmen ever in the club that have actually held the North Kerry Championship trophy within the parish. It puts a bit of a burden on you then, like that, yeah, you have to perform as chairman, like, you know what I mean. You spend an awful lot of time and dedication goes into being chairman of the club. I suppose a lot more than what I probably presumed when I was actually taking over the role from Paddy last year. An awful lot of time and effort goes in. Because I suppose you have to look after the senior setup within the club. You also have to look after the Creation Oak setup, because they're part of your club. Like, you are the chief bottle washer as such. Like, everything goes through you. I suppose the other side of it then is, like, there is massive achievements to be gained within being chairman of the club as well. Like, the pride of actually going out there with the teams, let it be under 12, senior, junior, minor, let it be any of them, and standing inside in the dressing room with them and giving them their team talk, giving them a talk on behalf of the club. Like, you know, it's the sense of feeling that you get and pride you get within the jersey. Like, you know, it's from the heart. Like, I suppose as chairman, I'm trying to do the best I can as a chairman, and to bring the club forward to a standard that is respected and regarded, that this club needs to be in, right? Our last Paddy Creedon, as our last chairman, set out a 5-year plan. He achieved his 5-year plan. He set a lot of hard targets for anyone to take over his chair afterwards. So yeah, we've upgraded our pitch. We're hoping to upgrade it further and put new facilities in there, so we can compete with the likes of other sports, soccer, rugby, to keep the kids that we have within the parish, in a small parish that we have, keep them together and play football on a regular basis. I suppose one of the biggest things that's going to come out of that, from our own side of things, is, like, do we put in a professional coach into the club to keep kids playing football, or do we just kind of say, yeah, anyone can coach them and lose them along the way because the facilities and infrastructure is not put in place for them? Sport, I suppose, in the sense that GAA is going, if you look at it, it's kind of gone professionally. You know, okay, players haven't been paid for what they do out on the field, but Croke Park have made it a professional sport. So that's going to come back down to the counties, and the clubs are going to have to follow suit. Like, it's a great honour to have the likes of Shane Enright this year, like, on the Kerry under 21 panel, Kerry junior panel, Kerry senior, togging out for the Kerry seniors. in a couple of challenges this year. Like, you know, I think Shane is going to make the full grade for the club. There is, watching the under-16s and this year's minors, there is potential there for players that should have been on the Kerry panel at minor level. Definitely we have players this year on the Kerry under-14 panel. You know, we have Gerald Sullivan playing on the Kerry under-16 panel. You know, so the future of the club looks bright, and the more we can kind of keep that going, the more players we're going to actually see wearing the green and gold of this county, like, which would be a great honour for this club.